Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nerdgasm podcast. I am a Ravenclaw, known as Merlin Sensei. Of course, with me is our Slytherin, the 12-sided guy. We've got our Gryffindor, Switch Riggs, and our Hufflepuff, the Moopacabra, is currently taking her owls. That is the overworld wizarding license or something like that test.
Sorry,
AKA,
I
she's not here.
I am actually
I
the
am.
Hufflepuff.
I was gonna
You
say I
tell
am.
that
I'm
Moo.
1000%
Who will
Hufflepuff.
fight you for Hufflepuff?
Yeah.
My Slytherin will fight her.
So, kind of led that way because, as some of you may have heard, this past week, unfortunately, there was the passing of Robbie Coltrane. He passed away at age 72. He was the actor behind Rubeus Hagrid. So, that's our little wink and a nod to the Harry Potter world and the passing of a really good actor. I thought he did fantastic in that role, among others that he's done. Um, uh,
Goldeneye.
Goldeneye. Yeah, I loved him as, I want to say Velatrev, but that's wrong.
Ivan something. I'm sure. I feel terrible saying, but like I
Right,
love that
I know,
movie
right? It's
too.
just like,
Can't remember his name.
but he was a fantastic. He was in Goldeneye and the one that came after that. I think he showed up
Yes.
in two of them.
Yes. Well, because he was such a liked character in that one, as far as I know.
He was good.
I'll have to see if the one product I'm working with can't do some sort of homage to, because they're doing a sort of magical school thing as well. It's amazing how often I have heard, you know what, don't even mention Hogwarts because of just the negative association. That if some people think it's anything like that, they're just going to go on by. I'm like, but the sentence is not like Hogwarts.
Yeah.
True.
My favorite thing was when Key and Peele did their skit on, an American wizarding school, the Vince Clortho Public School of Wizarding. And I was just like, oh, number one, that's funny because it's a Ghostbusters reference. Number two, it's funny because that place was pretty fucked up. All right. We got stuff to talk about. Also, unfortunately, bad news. Actress Angela Lansbury also passed earlier in the week. You may know her most well from TV shows like Murder, She Wrote, and she's also in one of my favorite movies, Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Very good
Um,
movie.
Very good movie.
Pirates, Penance.
If you can get a hold of the unedited version, I highly recommend it. The one on Disney Plus, at least last time I checked, they cut out one of my favorite songs, which is when Professor Emilius Brown basically sang the fact that he was a charlatan, but everybody loved him because of what he did.
Really? They removed
Yeah.
that? Wow.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, that's I mean, it's not super important, but it helps give you background on him on the fact that yeah, he's a phony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. Really. Wow. That's like, yeah. I don't know what to
And
say
I'm
or do.
still not 100% sure why they took it out. I mean, there's
Oh,
no
they've been editing.
racist connotations as far as I know.
Yeah, that's Nazis in there.
Um,
Come on.
well, true.
Did I
Yeah.
post that movie? There's another one coming out that looks strikingly like a remake of Bedknobs and Broomsticks that I'm now scrolling back through,
Oh,
going like, did they?
Disney has been
Hmm?
editing a lot of their movies, like even Lilo and Stitch. There's a point where Lilo actually goes into a dryer. They've changed it into like a hamper or something, or
Well, I know from the original they changed the spaceship
Mhm.
crash or whatever that's like one of the climaxes, I think, or something like that that happens in the movie. Like originally it was on a plane. And
Yeah,
then they were like, "Oh shit, 9/11 just happened. We got to turn that into a rocket ship. We got to change a lot of stuff."
yeah,
It's like, "Okay, that's fair and understandable." Taking this song out of this movie that's, 50 years old,
Yeah, they should just put the content warning on the front, slap it on the front like they have on a
And
lot
I'm
of other
perfectly
movies.
okay with that. I know we've kind of talked about it before, but that's one thing that like Warner Brothers and like Hanna-Barbera and all of them kind of do well. You know, they're like, look, this happened. It wasn't right. It was a different time. We're not saying that makes it right. But the fact that we would, you know, like get rid of it completely, edit it out or whatever, that's just turning a blind eye to the issue.
Hmm.
And it's like, hmm. So,
But yeah, that's
yeah.
that's where I stand on that. It's like it happened. It's a thing. Well, it's fun.
Oh, what else has been going on this week? Has anybody had anything exciting? Any moose attacks recently, 12?
Oh, well, no, there was a deer attack, and I saw that video, and I kept waiting for the thing to stand on its hind legs because
Yeah, I was
skinwalkers.
kind of waiting because you did post that, and I was like, okay, deer attack. What's going to happen? Is it going to like headbutt the guy, or is it going to like do the back kick of doom or whatever that some, you know, four-legged animals like that do? And it's just like, you know, just kind
Yeah,
of
well, no,
walking up to it, you
it's
know, and
kind
it's
of a
just like,
running joke up here in Canada that deer attacks are actually just skinwalkers. Wendigo, Sasquatch is another one we get. The geese, obviously.
the geese.
Oof. Canadian Thanksgiving was recently.
Oh, that's right. It was.
I'm going to be moving.
We're moving.
This is wow. This is just the wrong type of party
Are you
house.
getting
This
out of the hat and down here on the
Yeah,
face?
because
what
Canada
is
is
that?
America's hat.
Oh no, well not yet. Soon, thank God. Wow,
Okay,
I say
okay.
that. Um,
I
let's
mean, if you got to
see.
move anyway.
Wow, that's just kind of it. Unfortunate news is my mother has cancer.
Yeah,
Good
that.
news is I have a major project I'll be announcing soon. That I was actually supposed to do tonight, but I've been told I should hold off for Halloween.
That's right.
So
Go ahead and everybody go ahead and put it into your web browser now. Clownpenis.fart. You can find 12
no,
there. No, that's a lie.
listen.
Don't do that. I'm pretty sure clownpenis.fart leads you to Danny Sexbang and Ninja Brian's NSP uh,
Yeah.
site.
Two
I,
two
I have
inspirations for
Don't quote
the
me
one
on it
project
though,
actually.
I
and
Go
don't
have
ahead.
try it.
I have something from Arcade One Up news.
Ooh.
Pre-orders for the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet is started. Coming
I
with
want it.
comes with Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men Children of Adam, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, and Marvel Superheroes in War of the Gem.
Yep.
If I had the room where I live, I would have an arcade room. It's not a thing right now.
I'm
In
so
future.
sad because I own the Marvel versus Capcom one up arcade machine that has literally everything that you just mentioned except for Marvel versus Capcom 2. And that was because I was convinced they would never allow Marvel versus Capcom 2 to see the light of day again. And
Oh.
then this happened and I'm like, I want it.
You know what we should do? We should gather the funds somehow and make you a custom arcade machine. I do know how to set up the actual uh, electronics. So,
Raspberry.
yep, the Pi and controls and all that good
Well,
stuff.
I was going to say for 2 or 3 years, I was an arcade attendant and I learned a lot of skills and buttons and this is and that's and
Yeah,
switches.
could
And
collab on
I
that
You
one.
guys
would
is
love to do that one day because I want to get me that real Ghostbusters arcade game on there. That's only 3 players, surprisingly enough. It's an extremely hard to find cabinet from Data East, if I remember correctly. I want to say it's Data East.
I'm gonna have to pick your guys' brains at some point because I want to do just take like a computer and a monitor, like a TV screen, obviously, like a flat screen, and make my own custom cabinet that is also like a mini bar. You open
The
up the like a mini fridge or something.
That's
You
the
open up the bottom, and
ridiculously easy.
super easy. Yeah, as long as you can get the physical parts to make it make the cabinet, everything
Yeah.
else super easy.
oh, I could do that easy. That's
Yeah.
just a saw and some wood and
I was
some
gonna
3D
say
printing.
I've seen it's basically just a 2-player,
Hmm.
not lap, item, but it's just a 2-player box effectively, and you just hook it up to the TV and you plug in a power source and there you go.
Yeah. Oh no, this will be a full case, mini entertainment unit of sorts though, because there'll be and then speakers and everything. And who
Mhm.
knows, maybe any of our Nerdgasm games, if we ever
I
come out with
wonder
any,
if
will
One
go.
Up Arcade is ever going to come out with a DDR machine.
Ooh, I would be all over that.
I know, right? I'd be like, go on. I actually, a long time ago, I bought a hard pad
Mhm.
that was secondhand from somebody. I think I paid, I want to say like $40 for it or something like that. But it doesn't have a connection because it was wireless. Well, with my background, I was like, well, all I'll have to do is crack it open one day, open up an old PS2 controller, figure out what's up, down, left, right, bada bing,
Yeah.
bada boom. So maybe that's another thing we can tackle one day.
I actually have some gripes about a game that's
Oh
coming.
no.
Yeah, I actually have the gripes instead of you. I
How
know.
dare you?
So recently, Magic the Gathering has decided to make a 30th anniversary box of
Okay.
cards. So they're going to have like old beta cards and starting stuff, Power 9 in there. Power 9 are expensive cards, thousands of dollars.
Black Lotus. Is
Black
this why you're angry?
Lotus.
It's not going to be legal when it comes out?
They are all proxies. I'm not worried. I'm not mad about that. Not mad about that part. The part I'm mad about is how much it costs and how limited it is. I want you
Oh.
to, if you haven't seen the numbers, how much do you think this box costs
How many
for
packs
this?
come in the box? The
Four
standard
packs. 4 packs in this
4 packs?
box
How
with
many cards in each pack?
15.
15 cards in each pack, so that's 60 cards per box.
Yep.
Is it a guaranteed list of cards that come in there, or are they
Nope.
still randomized?
Nope. They are fully randomized.
Okay. Each individual pack costs $50.
You are lowballing the shit out of it.
Really? I
Yes.
thought that I was going to be straight on the money there.
What do you think, 12?
You might as well be talking Greek to me when it comes to Magic. $75.
Now, when I
Oh.
say individual pack, I mean a box costs $200.
Oh, yeah. I knew
You
what you meant.
still lowballing it?
Oh, yeah. You're lowballing the shit out of it.
And see, I have no idea. You might as well
So-
be talking like Battlestar Galactica to me.
So a standard box of that you could buy that has like I think it's 32 packs, 32 or 42 packs for a
I
set.
want to say 32.
Yeah, is about $130, and you
On
get
average.
a good amount of cards with that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But for this celebration box, first off, they're only sending one box to each store, and only 2 boxes to their premier stores, which is like 10 across the whole. It is $999. $999 for 4 packs and a chance to get what you want. Yeah, that's the reaction I had. That and they're proxies. They're not legitimate playable cards.
I mean, they're technically not legit playable cards. Yes, they are proxies, but they're official proxies, which
are
kind of
official.
makes it slightly different.
It is official. That's all well and cool, good, but the limited run on of them is gonna skyrocket their price, and then
Yeah.
it's like, really? Only a handful of people will ever have them.
Yeah.
The thing is that on their 20th anniversary, they were bought by Hasbro. They did the same thing, and it was a complete set of the original cards, still proxies. Thought back that made it so they weren't tournament legal.
Hmm.
$50, $50 on their 20th anniversary. And same thing for 30th, and making it $1,000 to buy 4 packs of a chance set.
That seems silly.
Really,
Um,
it's like,
Speaking of silly and Magic the Gathering, though, didn't they just recently announce the latest unset?
yes, I actually have some here, which I think you'll like a couple.
I've
Um,
always been curious about the unsets, and I used to say, I might get back into Magic, or I might do a draft or something like that if another unset comes out.
so actually, these
Didn't I see
unsets,
something recently where they're doing a Warhammer 40k?
that too. Warhammer 40k is getting 4 commander boxes, or decks, which the value in the Necron box is 3 times the amount you would pay for the MSRP. So $60 is the MSRP for it. But if you traded in all the cards to get other stuff, crippling. Um,
There's probably going to be some restrictions on that at your friendly local game stores because they don't want to be ripped off, you know what I mean? Like you can't like go to your local Walmart, pick up the Necron box, open it up, go to your friendly local game store and be like, "Hey, I want to trade these in for a Necron box. Actually, I want to trade it in for 2 Necron boxes." And then you go on to the next friendly local game store. "Hey, I'd like to trade in these cards from this 1 Necron box for 2 Necron boxes." The, the look, friendly local game store people are not stupid. All right. I have volunteered at my friendly local game store. They're good people and they're just trying to make money and not get ripped off. And some of the worst things I've ever heard from people is like, well, why should I buy a pack here for 4.25 when I can get it over at Walmart for 3.75? It's like, well, where are you going to play then?
yeah, exactly. And the thing is that, yeah, sure, I'll go buy stuff from Walmart. Go do that real quick. Is it there? No. Everyone bought it already.
Yeah.
Um,
Or stole it more
or
often
stole it.
than not.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
Walmart doesn't give a shit because they don't pay for the product unless it sells. If it's
hmm
stolen, they just count it as shrink and write it off.
Unfortunately, the Walmarts around here, they'll get their first set of stuff in. They just wait until the next set of cards come out. They don't restock Magic. They restock Pokemon and
Yeah, I was talking to somebody recently who went into a Walmart and was like, "Hey, he went up to the front or whatever with like a couple of packs of cards or whatever." And they're like, "Oh, well, we can only sell you 2 of these." It's like, "What do you mean you can only sell me 2 of these? Like, they're cards. I want to buy 10 of them." You know what I mean? And they're like, "Well, we can only sell you 2." Well, okay, then I'll put these ones down here. I'll buy these 2 and then I'll be back to buy the next 2. No, we can't do that. Like, we can only sell you 2. It's just
no.
like, that is the stupidest thing. So instead of selling them to somebody that wants to buy them, they're going to sit on the shelf and be stolen.
Yeah.
Real quick on Yu-Gi-Oh though. So, no, I'm gonna let you get back to your Magic thing, and then we'll do the Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay. So some cool things. They are doing full art lands, which is a nice
Those are
forest land.
always so pretty in that was one of the best things in the unsets. That and the Zendikar set, like some of the full art lands are just absolutely gorgeous.
The interesting gimmick with this one is this one is called Blank Balls of Flame. Um, okay. So when you play the card, you have these things called sticker sheets. And these are literally stickers. These 3 little things are stickers, and then the
Oh.
top here are stickers as well. And you can be like, I want the narrow-minded ball of flame, or I want this. So you can name it, and it always can change. And then each one of these stickers actually has a ability that goes along with the card. Um,
Interesting.
that's their gimmick for this run. Um, but they made some really cool tokens. I like tokens, cheeseburger.
Onion rings.
But I did manage to get the awesome one of the awesome planeswalkers, Comet the pup. He's so cute.
I love him.
But everything is like carnival space themed. I'm actually loving the set. You know, I don't plan to probably play a lot of it, but I did pick up a couple packs before it disappeared from.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Warhammer stuff's awesome. 30th anniversary, shit, throw it. If I bought one, if I
Yeah.
had the ability to buy one, I would literally
That's too
unpack
much, man.
unpack them, and then set them on fire, because that's all they deserve, in my mind.
Just make a statement.
Yep.
12. You mentioned Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes, I'm gonna possibly butcher his name.
Oh,
Kazuki Takahashi. There we go. Creator of Yu-Gi-Oh. Died unfortunately.
Aw.
Helping rescue people from a deadly riptide. One of them, as far as I understand, being an 11-year-old girl. Another one being a soldier.
yeah.
So
I think
there you
his
go.
passing was like last month, I almost want to say, but like this new information is coming to light as obviously they're having the wake or the burial, and all that, and yeah,
Terribly right. I feel
not
bad for
all
the YouTube
heroes wear
people.
capes. Some of them play
Yes.
card games on motorcycles.
Also, I'm sorry. Zombie employees.
So employees.
Yep. That's all it should say.
um
Uh,
Neat. As long as we're on games, Clefairy was recently released for Pokemon Unite.
oh, I thought you were gonna say she was non-binary or something, because that's normally the answer for everything nowadays.
I know, right?
Anyways,
Um,
sorry, I'm
uh,
not just to make it
no,
lighthearted, everybody.
so Clefairy was released and coming later this month in, I believe, the October event that usually gives you a free Pokemon is going to be Zoroark. Zoroark. Zor.
Zor, 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 zor. Zor, zor, zor,
Yeah.
zor, zor, zor.
So that's going to be interesting, and hopefully, it'll be a good event. And this week, I won't say anything bad about Pokemon Unite,
Hey, we got the bad stuff out
even
already.
though they haven't updated the free Hollowware or the free fashion ticket items you can get in the store.
They won't.
I know, right? Games coming out.
Game's
Switch. What you
coming
got
out.
for us?
Let's start off with one that makes Merlin angry because he won't buy it due to his
It only
prejudices.
makes me half angry, and it's look. I've said it before, and I'll continue saying it. And Mo Guns at least backs me up on this because he doesn't like them either. I'm just not a fan of Epic Games. And it's for a couple of different reasons, you know what I mean? It's because Fortnite abandoned their original game effectively in order to turn it into a BR, Battle Royale, and I just felt like that was a slap into the face to anybody that liked Save the World mode. They also create like an artificial, almost console war, in a matter of speaking, between Epic Games and Steam, which we should be united as the PC master race and crush down
Yeah,
Nintendo and PlayStation and Microsoft.
but you can. Just go download GOG's launcher and you can put them all in one space.
Or
Like,
Nvidia, or there's a ton of launchers. Like
yeah,
I don't like Epic Games. I don't.
I see. I'm a
I'm not gonna
fan. I'm a
say
big
don't
fan.
use Epic Games. I'm gonna say you do whatever you want to do to everybody out there. Personally, me and Mo Guns, not a fan.
they can take my
Unreal
money
Engine
and
5.
they can keep giving me free games. I don't care. I don't buy anything from them. um, but the reason why we're talking about Epic Games today is because Ghostbusters Spirit Unleashed is coming to Epic Games Xbox One, Xbox Series X, blah 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 blah. All the nice platforms that Merlin does not have. So we can't play with him.
Yeah, if anybody out there wants to send me a PS5,
Or
contact me and I'll
PS4.
set up a PO box.
Yep, PS4 will also work, everybody. All
So
consoles except for Switch.
That's the Switch 12 stream right there. Is that game?
Yeah.
Right.
That's because I want that game. I'm so looking forward to
I
that.
I I honestly hope that the game itself does well. Unfortunately, there have been some misgivings about it because of the company that's behind it has not done very well in the past, but there could always be a turning point. There's my personal reservations about it being released on Epic exclusive for X amount of time, unknown if it's a week, a month, a year, like Borderlands 3 was or whatever. But for something this huge, I think, or for something like this that they're hoping to make huge, especially with the potential for crossplay between, PlayStation and Xbox and stuff like that, to release it as an Epic Store exclusive just seems to be a bit of, stubbing the toe in my opinion. But that's
Yeah.
just my opinion.
It seems
The
like they have
gameplay.
a. Yeah, sorry, hold on on
No,
that.
you're good.
Yeah, I see that they made Arcade-Geddon and they made the Predator game as well. I actually liked the Predator game when it came out. But asymmetrical games have a real rough time. Like even if it's got a nice brand name on it.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, continue on. The graphics look okay. See.
Yeah, the gameplay sounds interesting. It sounds like a decent companion piece to where they left off with Ghostbusters Afterlife, the movie, where Winston is like, "Hey, we're starting the business back up, so to speak, you know what I mean? So you can play as rookie Ghostbusters, or you can go ahead and access ghost mode by going to Ray's Occult Bookshop and performing, like, an in-game whatever MacGuffin, and now you're the ghost. And it basically plays like reverse Dead by Daylight, or if you've potentially played Midnight Ghost Hunt or something like that. It's four busters versus one ghost.
They're the ones also that brought us Evolve, the original asymmetrical game that everyone was like, "Oh man!" So I'm gonna hold my hype a bit because Evolved was not very good. Oh, you have it, nice, and you can bet there's like 2 people playing it.
There's nobody playing it. The
Ooh.
the game is 100% defunct.
I did try Armored Warfare as well that they made. Me. I guess they also supported Star Citizen for a while. They
I
also made
feel
the.
like I
Uh,
often have bad luck when I choose games to, you
doing the
know,
same thing.
be with. It's like, oh man, Evolve sounds amazing. I got to get that right away. Fallout 76, that sounds amazing. I got to get in on that right away. The Cycle Frontier sounds amazing. I got to get in on that right away. Pokemon Unite sounds amazing. I got to get in on that right away.
I got hit with Moonbreakers recently. Moonbreakers is good. I will tell you that right now. The art part of the game is robust, great. The problem is right now it's not free to play. As soon as it's free to play, I bet it's going to get a huge boost because it feels like a free to play. And I just kind of bought into the initial hype. But I highly recommend for if you like turn-based strategy games. But other games are coming out. Ghostbusters
Yes.
looks cool. We'll see how it plays out on. I'll be watching on Twitch. Another one, Plague's Tale Requiem, the sequel to the original Plague's Tale, is coming out next week. It is literally a direct sequel. It's like weeks or months after the first set of first game. I heard the game is amazing. I never got to play the first one.
I've seen other people play it. It does look really good. It's slightly puzzly, you know what I mean? But it's also it just looks good.
Looks like they're adding a little bit more combat into it because I'm seeing a lot of the main character actually fighting, more a little
Mm,
bit more open world kind of feel to some areas. But it's promising because they did good with the first one. Let's hope they don't mess it up on the second. Um,
right.
Another one
And
for Nin.
along that same oh, sorry. I was gonna
Oh,
say along that same vein of they did good with the first one, let's hope they do good with the second one. You've got another game for us, right, Switch?
I got 2 more games.
Well, I know, but the
Yes.
one specifically that I'm trying to set you up for.
Yeah. Actually, next 2 ones. Mario and Rabbids Spark of Hope is coming to the Switch this next week as well. I played the first one. It was a very good XCOM type game, turn-based, percentage chance to shoot things game. And it wasn't like, let's say, meaty as XCOM, but definitely fun. Kooky characters, fun little storyline. Mario and Rabbids doesn't have to be super in depth ever.
Right.
If they said a star took over, the Mushroom Kingdom and fucked everything up, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, let's go. But we are getting a second Mario vs. Rabbids, and I hope it's a little bit more chunky, a little bit more stuff to do, more
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
weapons, more character customization, more armor or varied bad guys. Um,
Is Chris Pratt going to be voicing Mario in this?
you know, no, he will not be.
Hey, yo, I'm Mario. Where's the gabagoo?
I feel they may have removed the Mamma Mia or whatever. I hope they did, and I hope there's enough backlash between all of us that they actually are like, okay,
It's
we'll
so
add it
funny.
in.
I was watching a streamer earlier today, and they were saying it's like the casting for the Mario movie is spot on for literally every character except for Chris Pratt as Mario. And I
We'll
was
see.
thinking about it, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, Jack Black's Bowser is. I just in the little bit of lines he did. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. Man, somebody's already made fan art of Jack Bowsette. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Last game on my list is the new Tales from the Borderlands game that's coming out. Um, I liked the first one. I played through it. I like the Tales games or the Tales
Yeah.
from or whatever you want to call them. I like point and click adventure, different endings, kind of stuff. But it looks like they are going hard on this one. If you buy the
I'm
deluxe
actually
edition,
yeah, well, real quick, I'm surprised they're bringing back, Tales games cuz, the company basically had gone, not necessarily Tales from the Borderlands, but the one that did like those series of games like The Walking Dead and The Batman and Dabba
hmm
Dabba Doo,
I feel that the
Wolf Among Us.
Wolf Among Us was actually very good. And that
I own
was
it, have not played it yet.
you should. I actually think it was very good. I played a little bit of it, and that's the team that kind of resurrected from that original team. And it looks
Mm.
like, from what I'm reading here, it's 2K and Gearbox that are just doing this tale.
Oh,
Actually,
okay. Well, yeah, that's Team Borderlands right
that
there.
is teamwork, so they know what they're doing, at least in the sense of the world.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they do in making a adventure game like that. But that's
Interesting.
what I have for this week. A nice long list of games.
Huzzah. Um, as a little bit of an aside, recently there was a closed beta test for a game called Darker and Darker, I believe.
I'm going
Um,
for Dark Tides right now, and I'm super salty I'm not in it. But continue.
well, it's one that I really want to kind of look into, because it's a high fantasy looter shooter PvPvE kind of game.
Huh.
And I was like, "Oh, okay, that sounds kind of cool." So, you're Escape from Tarkov's, you're the Cycle Frontiers, Call of Duty DMZ that's going to be coming out, with the release and everything like that.
What's the name again?
It's Darker and Darker, I believe. But it's, swords and armor and stuff like that from the sound of it. And the reason why I want to mention that is because it literally blew up over its like beta, close, like its beta week. It wasn't even closed beta, I don't think. It might have been open beta where you could just sign up and be in it. Um, they were thinking, hey, maybe we'll have 200 people, throughout the whole week play it. If we're really lucky, maybe 1,000. You know how many concurrent players there was at one time?
What are we thinking? I'm thinking 250,000.
Not quite that high.
I was lowballing that one on my end.
No, 50,000 concurrent players. That just on
Nice.
word of mouth alone, people checked out this game. They spent zero money on advertising. They didn't pay any sponsorships or whatever because it was just, you know, beta weekend or something like that. And I guess the right person at the right time played the game and was like, this is fucking amazing. Everyone go play this. And everybody was like, okay then. And I'm still sad that I missed out on it, but it's definitely something that I want to keep tabs on
I've
if it's going to explode that huge.
added it to the wish list. I'm looking at it right now. Yes, 100%. Yes. This looks pretty damn awesome.
Let's go ahead and do the Geeky Weeky real quick. We'll go ahead and knock this out. Sunday, October 16th, your sneaky peek at this week's Geeky Weeky was that it's Global Cat Day. In addition, it's Dictionary Day, National Department Store Day, National Eddie and Elaine and Trey Day. Those are 3 separate days for those people named Eddie, Elaine, and Trey. National Feral Cat Day, National Liquor Day. Hell yeah. No, not liqueur day, I believe. I'm sorry, because it's Liqueur. So it's not liquor, it's liqueur. Yeah, made from distilled spirits. World Allergy Awareness Day, World Food Day, World Spine Day, World Toy Camera Day. Anti-Poverty Week begins, National Retirement Security Week begins, and National Wolf Awareness Week begins. Monday, October 17th, Black Poetry Day, International Day for the Eradication of Poverty, National Clean Your Virtual Desktop Day, and that is definitely something I need to do. I've got a couple of STL files from the 3D printer that I do. Just hanging out on my desktop. National Edge Day. We are not talking about sexually edging, so everybody hold your horses. Get it? Edge. Hold your horse.
Not even the Microsoft Edge.
No, we are talking about the straight edge lifestyle, which means refraining from alcohol, drugs, and tobacco. So, hey, more power to you that, decide not to let those things impact your life. It's also National Mulligan Day, as in if you're playing golf and you hit a really bad ball, you take a mulligan or a redo. So basically, this is just a day to, let you kind of do over something that maybe you had a misstep on. It's also National Pasta Day, National Payback a Friend Day in the good way. Wear Something Gaudy Day, uh, Energy Saving Week, National Adoption Week, National Parenting Week, and Risk Awareness Week.
I apologize to interrupt. The next playtest is October 28th to October 30th.
Ooh, so that's going to be approximately
Couple weeks.
About 2 weeks from when this comes out. Roundabout, just under. Tuesday, October 28th. See, now you got me doing it. Tuesday, October 18th is Healthcare Aid Day, National Alaska Day, National Chocolate Cupcake Day, National Ken and Louie and Mark Day, National Mashed Potato Day, National Necktie Day, National No Beard Day, which gets you ready for No Shave November. But I'm going to be keeping my beard, so too bad.
Yeah, we don't do that. Sorry.
National Sunday Day, and World Menopause Day. Wednesday, October 19th, Day of Unity, Hagfish Day, National Bra Day, National Jared Day, National Kentucky Day, National New Friends Day, National Seafood Bisque Day, Ride to Work Day, and World Humanitarian Action Day. Thursday, October 20th is Information Overload Day, International Chef's Day, International Shakeout Day, International Sloth Day, National Brandied Fruit Day, which I think gets you prepared for fruitcakes that usually come around in December. I believe those are made with brandied fruit, correct?
I really
It
don't know, but
depends on the recipe, but originally from soul cake tradition, actually.
It's also National Day on Writing, National Get Smart About Credit Day, National Jeff Day, National Lane Day. Those are two name days. Talent Transformation Day and World Statistics Day. 50% of all national days are made up, just
Hmm.
like statistics. Friday, October 21st, American Frog Day. Only American frogs. They're turning the frogs gay. By the way, fuck that guy, and I'm glad he has to pay $1 billion in punitive damages to those families. Of course, October 21st. Back to the Future Day. That's the day Marty went to the future.
gotta have to watch all of them.
Hell yeah, I love Back to the Future. Celebration of the Mind Day, Count Your Buttons Day. As long as we're watching movies for days, I highly recommend War of the Buttons. It's a fantastic older movie about um, like Irish poverty effectively and like growing up, in that kind of like old time, I believe the early 1900s or so. And the reason why it's called War of the Buttons is because buttons were expensive, and if you lost a button, it had to be replaced. And if a button had to be replaced, well, that's a paddling. So yeah, it's a story about growing up and becoming an adult. It's a very fantastic movie. Highly recommend. It is, I believe it may be rated like PG-13, but that's like 1980 PG-13, so it's probably closer to an R.
Yeah.
It's also International Day of the Nacho. National Alexander Day, National Apple Day, as in the fruit, National Archives Day, National Check Your Meds Day, just to make sure none of them have expired. National Mammography Day, National Pumpkin Cheese Day, National Pumpkin Cheese Dick Day, that's right, National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day, National Reptile Day, and Trafalgar Day. No, we are not talking about Trafalgar Law from One Piece. We are talking about uh, the victory of the Royal Navy against the French and Spanish naval forces at the Battle of Trafalgar, which was in 1805.
Interesting.
Finally, Saturday, October 22nd, International Caps Lock Day. Hey, caps lock is cruise control for cool, baby. International Stammering Awareness Day. Make a Difference Day, National Color Day, National Diego, Lauren, and Anna Days, National Make a Dog's Day, National Nut Day. No, unfortunately, we're not talking about busting a nut. We are talking about items like almonds, peanuts, macadamias, those kind of nuts. And it's also Smart is Cool Day. Finally, your sneaky peeky at next week's Geeky Weeky that starts with Sunday, October 23rd. It is National Boston Cream Pie Day.
Good.
Yeah. All right. So now is the part of the program where we usually talk about things that are a bit naughty. Unfortunately, I usually don't have anything naughty going on in my life. 12 is a himbo and sometimes has too much naughty going on in his life.
I,
And
to be fair, yes.
and Switch is usually happily being naughty with Bunny, but
Yes.
in a private sense, so to speak.
We recharge
Oh,
those batteries tonight. We actually tried. We will end it in a word. We tried a flavored lubricant,
oh,
oral stuff, and we got cupcake, and it's just like, damn, does that taste like cupcake? She's like, I feel like I just put frosting on you.
you'd almost wonder at that point, it's like, well, why not just use frostings? Because frosting in and of itself is not very lubricative.
No, no. But that's very much the
Is that
all
even a
I think we got.
word? Lubricative. Lubricating.
Lubricant,
I don't know.
lubricating.
The
Yeah.
only thing that I was thinking of recently is why why is there such a negative stigma and the connotation of like friends with benefits or Netflix and chill usually. It's like why isn't that more acceptable? You know what I mean? And it might be because of my own sexual frustrations at this point in time. You know, you could say because like I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. I enjoy sex. But at this current juncture in my life, I don't feel it's fair to anyone that I would be involved with to have a serious relationship, if that makes sense. And some people would disagree and, say, well, love is love or whatever, and love overcomes all, and this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, that's a fantastic, optimistic outlook to it. But all things said and done, currently, I'm unemployed, unfortunately, and I am living in the house I grew up in with my mother.
Go
Doesn't
for it,
really
12.
look
You
good on
first.
a relationship questionnaire, so to speak.
Well, I mean
So,
that depends on who you ask. Some will argue uh, institutionalized generational culture, right? Post Victorian morals. It's like no, you heteronormative.
right,
That yeah, exactly, right. Others will say it's a response to the free love movement, right? Because the pendulum swings back and forth, and we're in that part now where give it another 5 years and free love will hopefully not be burnt out by global warming, I guess.
Yeah, I am 100% with 12 on that one. Where, yeah, it's a swing, it's a pendulum, really. And it goes faster now. Now that
yeah,
there is so much ability to see everything all the time, versus let's say like the Roman era, where it was normal to have multiple partners, or to have a wife but still go out, with some mistress, or vice versa. They go out
right.
and find a guy for the night. It's
I think a
it's just
lot of
yeah.
it at that time may have also been just procreation in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like Rome is a strong culture. We want to keep it strong by having lots and lots of Roman babies.
it's part of it. But at the same time, it does swing back and forth. Like, because my mother went through, the 60s and 70s. And then we got super conservative in the 80s and 90s now we're swinging way back over with everything. We're trying to. Some
Right.
some people are trying to resist that, and they're getting
I
their faces smacked in some places.
I like to think that, us swinging back, in this day and age, we're doing it smarter and we have better reasons behind it. Whereas, in the 60s and 70s, where it was, the era of free love, it was about, sticking it to the man and exploring yourselves and being high as a fucking kite. You know what I mean?
Still
And just
fun.
letting whatever happens happen, bruh. But now it's just like, well, studies have been done, and it's just like, sex is basically good for you. Like it's a good workout. semen is a natural antidepressant. 100% true. When it's absorbed into the woman, it acts as a antidepressant. It's good for men and prostate health. And it's an antidepressant for us too, usually. But and it's just like, well, what's wrong with, you know, having a sexual relationship with someone or someone's, you know what I mean? Safe, sane, and consensual.
Truly, there's not. It depends on the people that are viewing you.
Right.
So it
Which kind
but
of got me thinking about this. And it's just like, it's, in a matter of speaking, it's not very good for my ego because I think about it and it's just like, wow, like at least three people, in my past, you know, like want nothing to do with me sexually. And it's just like, am I that bad at sex? Or is it just, hey, we did our thing and we're not romantically, compatible, or we're not emotionally compatible. So why, muddle it with, you know, a sexual relationship? So I try not to think about that, part of it, but
I, as a himbo, I can tell you by the numbers that happens a lot. So don't think it's just you. That is just the reality of it. Is people, especially in this day and age of the fast turning cultural wheel, as it were, where you have to be self aware to interact with these people. They're just like, yeah, no, I have too much of my own thing going on for
yeah.
this to. So don't. It's trust me, it's not just you.
I mean, it's kind of, in a matter of speaking, goes back to internet dating. I'll put that in quotation marks because, nowadays life is a buffet and you can order anything off the menu. And, I think about it, it's like, I probably wouldn't order me off the menu, so I can't really blame them.
you just need to
But
go to
at
the
the
right
same time, it's
location.
like, right. It's like, but I don't know. I view myself as a safe choice, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not overly aggressive outside of, you know, norms or whatever and stuff like that. Like, you know, I don't know. It was just kind of my thoughts and stuff like that that crept
Eh,
into my psyche, and I was like,
it's okay. The thing is that you gotta get that idea of that no one wants you out of your head. I know that's gonna be extremely hard. Like, I don't know. There was a time, like before, with Bunny and other things, where I was upfront with six different females, and I was like, hey, I'm seeing like five other people. You cool hanging out with me? I'm completely safe. We get tested, And they're like, sure. I'm not looking for a major commitment this time. Let's go have some fun. So, well, that's expensive. Still paying for it. But
my biggest thing about it though is, I guess for me, because I am hetero demisexual, um,
mhm,
is when I say friends with benefits, I mean that in the most literal terms. Friends with benefits.
you play a video game
Like,
and it's like, hey, how's
yeah,
this?
it's like, hey, come over. Let's watch, an episode of whatever that just came out. Hey, this movie just came out and I got it on DVD. Come over and watch. Oh man, that was a great movie. Hey, did you want to stick around? Something that's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and stick around. You want to fuck? Yeah, all right. you know,
There are people out there. You just gotta find them. I promise you.
I hate going places
I didn't
though.
say you had to go anywhere. Yeah, I'm just saying
Oh,
they're out there.
Yeah, we'll eventually bring them to you, I imagine.
oh,
It's
Yes.
just gonna
mm-hmm.
be, and we'll make it
You
super awkward and
you
record it for
build
content.
it, you build it, they will come. You have to build it properly
If
though.
they build it, they will come.
Be
All
the
right.
flame, not the moth.
Ooh,
There you go. There you
wise
go.
words. Wise words from 12, and I think that was a perfect segue into our ending here now that I've kind of bared my soul and everybody can point and laugh at me. Ha ha, Merlin's lonely. So, as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to pay attention to us. We appreciate it. We really do. We would love if you could spare us a little bit more time, for instance, by checking out some of our channels, our Twitters, or anything like that. And the best place to find that is on our link tree at linktr.ee/nerdgasm, spelled
N3R. I have no idea. I can't do it.
N3rdGa5m. That's right, 12.
Listen,
Good
as soon
try.
as you start getting numbers in there, I'm just like, I will. The search engine optimization.
So, as always, friends, thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. I know Moo appreciates it. Remember to be excellent to each other, to love yourself, enjoy yourself, give yourself grace.
We are the stories we tell ourselves. Watch the stories you tell yourself.
That arcade cabinet may have some extra on it. Everyone stay naughty with those
That's right.
joysticks.
Woo! I swear, one day if I do ever get a girlfriend or at least a friend with benefits, that it's okay to give them, um, gifts of maybe underwear or something like that. I am going to get the controller underwear to give to them. Be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna smack that A button.
Real quick. What's the secret nerdgasm video?
That's a super secret. We'll go ahead and maybe talk about that next time. Until then, bye for now.